Hello and welcome everyone, Josh here with Anime Impact. I'm going to be talking about the new mini box set that's dropping. Usually I do this in a video, but I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do this in a quick little live stream. I thought it'd be something pretty cool. That way I can answer you guys' questions, talk about some of these cards with you guys live. You know, something new, something I haven't really done before. I just thought it'd be something pretty cool to do. So we're going to be doing this live. So I'll be trying to read all your comments as we go through some of these cards. This is going to be a very quick live stream. And then, if you guys stick around, I will be back again after this stream with another stream for the LR, LR Trunks, 1,000 Stone Summons on Dokkan Battle. So, we're going to be doing back-to-back streams here tonight. So, hope you guys stick around and have some fun here. Let's see, what do we got? Let's play some music in the background. I think everything is good to go. Awesome. Go ahead and pop the chat out here. Let me turn this down. Alright guys, so a new box set is here, unfortunately already. It'll be here in a few days. What is up, Yui? What's up, Daniel? What's up, the monster? Cams, the Lucaria Knight, Sasuke. What is up, everyone? Yep. Unfortunately, guys, this is ridiculous. So I had a feeling was getting a new mini box set already. I just knew it. A lot of people's like, no way, they released a selection box. No way they're gonna give us another mini box already. Well, this is Konami and they're greedy. So we've talked about this month after month. I mean, let's just talk about this about the cards. Just who cares? Like honestly, I'm not gonna rant about it. We already know that it's bullshit, but anyway. So we got some new support cards. We got some cards that can make certain decks pretty good. So yeah, a new box is gonna help my new account. There you go, Cams. But anyways, guys, so we got Red Eyes Slash Dragon first up. Now, what's cool about this Red Eyes Slash Dragon is you need a Red Eyes Black Dragon and Warrior Monster. So Red Eyes Zombie will not work. You need Red Eyes Black Dragon. So it is a Red Eye specific. So you need Red Eyes Black Dragon. So this will finally bring Red Eyes Black Dragon hopefully back into the meta slightly. But the fact that this card is a UR is a little bit disturbing to me because I don't feel that he's a UR. Because he does have some cool effects, but you really got to play the field to get these effects off. They're very situational, but they're very good. So, I mean, an SR would have been better because you're going to need 2 or 3 of these because, you know, you could get this guy out pretty easily with just needing 1 Warrior and 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon. But anyways, so you're probably going to want to run Red Eyes Black Dragon with Red Eyes Zombie. That way you can take full advantage of Insight. So that's something you can do there. Even though Zombie won't work for him particularly, the other one will. So there's that. But what's cool is when he declares an attack, you can actually attach a monster from your grave. I believe it's a Red Eyes only. Let me reread. No, you can only target 1 Warrior type monster in your graveyard, equipped to this card as an equipped spell card with this effect. Basically, if you go to attack, your opponent can use a quick play spell like an Econ, for example. You can actually get rid of it. You can actually destroy that equipped monster and negate the Econ. Or, if your monster gets destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon all the monsters that are equipped to this. So, that's something pretty cool with this dragon. Like I said, it's pretty situational, but, I mean, and when he does have a monster equipped, he does become a 3,000 attack monster, and his defense isn't too bad. So, he is pretty good. It's just, I wish he wasn't a UR, because more than likely, most of us are not going to get 3 copies of this guy. 2 at best for most of us, and only 1 for most of us. So, let me go here. It's a mini box set, literally no problem for me. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It is a mini box, so there's only 2 URs, but still, Konami just kind of burned all of our gems out for most of us with the selection box. So, a lot of us don't have a lot of gems laying around for this mini box set, sadly. And they know it. We know it. So this is definitely going to be a money grab box right here for sure. Anyway, so for those of you who did not need a lot of the cards from the selection box, you are very lucky because you should be able to go into this box pretty easily. Alright, so our next card, Bujin Yamato. Or what is it? Yeah, Yamato. He's an 1800 Beast Warrior effect, 4-star light attribute. Once per turn, see, I like this card kind of. Once per turn during your end phase, you can add one Bujin monster from your deck to your hand. Then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. You can only control one Bujin Yamamoto. So you can only control one of this guy on the field at a time, which that's kind of a downfall. But, so, we could potentially be getting a Bujin archetype here in Duel Links. And of course, like most archetypes, it's going to be one of those things where they're going to release the pieces of it over a long course of time. Like, it's just going to be like, oh, here's a couple in this box, here's a couple in that box, here's a couple in that box, maybe we'll throw a couple in the card trader. And it gets very frustrating as a player because it's like, I just want to play the archetype before it becomes completely irrelevant. So, for what it is a Beast Warrior 1800 beater. You know, face value. If you just want to throw it out there, it's that. But if we ever do get really good, better Bujin monsters in the future, this could be a really, really good card. However, I think this is one of those cards that's more or less for a future proof. Like, it'll be better in the future than it is right now because of the fact, like I said, that Konami is going to release all the parts to it over a course of a period of time. And it's very annoying when they do that because sometimes by the time you can finally build the full deck, it's now already irrelevant in the meta. So it's like, Konami, what are you doing? Like, look at Heroes, for example. Look at Elemental Heroes. They're still giving us tidbits of support, and it's been several months, and that deck still isn't one of the better decks you can run in the game right now. It's terrible. It's honestly terrible, but that's what Konami's doing right now, unfortunately. Anyways, let's talk about the next card here. Why am I looking at my... I should be going down here, but here, I'll go this way. I don't know why. I was like, wait a minute. Something's wrong. We only got one UR. What the hell? Okay, we're going to start from down here. There we go. My bad, guys. Snipe Hunter. I love this card. Love it. You know why I love this card? This card is going to make Fiend Farewell decks one of the better metas right now to run, especially with what we got going on. This guy gives you discard value, and that is huge in a Fiend Farewell deck because you're trying to get Necrofear out as soon as possible. Snipe Hunter helps you accomplish that, but not only does he do that, you then also have 4 out of 6 chance to destroy one card on your opponent's side of the field. You can actually destroy any card on the field, but I'm assuming that you'd use this in most cases against your opponent. That is pretty crazy. 4 out of 6 chance? That's greater than 50% chance, guys. That's literally a 75% chance, I do believe, to nuke a card on your opponent's side of the field just by discarding. That's crazy. Because now, not only are you clearing your opponent's board, you're discarding your Fiends to help your Necrofear, or even if you're running maybe Dark Worlds. This card is really, really good. Yo, welcome. I'm sorry I haven't got to all of you guys. I know there's probably quite a few in here in the chat here. I do apologize. Let's see. We got 72 people in here. All right, welcome everyone. So let's go to the next card. But yeah, that's a really, really good card. Very, very good. If there's a card to get 3 of in this box set, it's definitely Snipe Hunter. That card is phenomenal. Cannot lie. We already talked about you. Okay, now here is Phalanx Pike. The equipped monster gains 900 attack for each card in either graveyard that has the same name as it does. So for a mirror match, this card is going to be phenomenal. However, this card is very situational. If you get into this card early, if you draw into it early or you start with it, this card is a dead card. Therefore, I'm not really a fan of it. I really don't like cards that if I pull into them early, they become completely useless because now you're limiting your deck and your deck possibilities. And there could be some situations where you need to win early, and if you got this card and it's just a dead card, it's never a good thing. It is never a good thing, especially if you're playing an OTK deck. This card could really burn you hard. So I'm not really a fan of this card. Yes, it does have high potential. Could be a really good farm card, but in terms of the current meta, I just don't see it playing big. Like, it's just too situational in my opinion. Even if you run a deck that has... like maybe Harpies, for example, because some cards have the same name as certain cards while in the graveyard. This card could help benefit them type of decks, but it's still going to be very situational. And I just am not a fan of a card like that that could actually burn you by drawing into it too early. I can't accept it. I don't like it. I mean, some of you may find this card really, really good, but I just personally don't think it's that great of a card. Golden Bamboo getting limited to 1, yes. I thought you would like that. Now this card, guys. Defense draw. Defense draw could be amazing, and let me tell you why. There's a certain skill, Grandpa's cards, that defense draw could be phenomenal. During your opponent's turn, at damage calculation, make the battle damage you take from this battle 0. If you do, draw 1 card. That has Exodia written all over it. This card, you got to run 3 of this in an Exodia deck. I mean, you're getting a +3 right there. You're drawing 3 cards right off the bat, and you're saving yourself battle damage, which is also good for stall factor. And when you're running Grandpa's cards, you need stall value and draw power. This card gives you both. Absolutely amazing. I got the King Games. Nice, bro. Congratulations. But yeah, this card definitely offers both things that you need in an Exodia deck. Stall value, draw power. Tune everything. So that's definitely a really, really good SR right there for sure. And it could work with a lot of other decks as well. But still, like, that card just jumped out at me of being ran in an Exodia deck. For sure. Okay, let's go here. Zombie, we got Paladin of the Cursed Dragon, 4-star, light attribute, 1900 beater. So zombies are getting some 1900 beater love now. 1200 defense. Of course, with the Bones deck, this is going to be a 2100 beater. So that's phenomenal. Once per turn, you can target 1 level 4 or lower zombie-type monster in your opponent's graveyard that was destroyed by battle. Special summon that target to your side of the field. Now, this is pretty cool because there's quite a bit of zombie decks running around in the meta right now, especially with Bones. So his skill will be somewhat, I guess you could say, situational as well. However, it's not really a bad card to run anyway in a zombie deck because he's a 2100 beater. So even if you don't get his effect off all the time, he's still going to be a nice 2100 beater to throw in your zombie deck for sure. And that's pretty nice because we haven't really had a really good, strong beater zombie unless it was a tribute zombie. So this is really, really good for zombie decks. So, you know, have a 2100 beater now. So awesome. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we got Skill Successor. Alright, let's see. Here's a trap card. Target 1 face-up monster you control. It gains 400 attack until the end of this turn. During your turn, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up monster you control. That target gains 800 attack until the end of the turn. So, basically, this has double boost effect. Because you can target 1 face-up monster you control, it gains 400 attack until the end of this turn. And then you can banish this card later from the graveyard and have one of your face-up monsters gain 800 attack until the end of that turn. So, I don't know, though, because this card, I don't know. I feel like this card is going to be more used on the offensive than the defensive because your opponent's not going to attack into you knowing that you have this in the graveyard and you can activate it because then you can just banish it and then your monster's going to be over there. So I feel like this is going to be more of an offensive card, but even then you're only going to get an 800 boost out of it, and then if you keep it on the field for that turn to use, it's only going to be a 400 boost. We got better cards to use in Skill Successor. I think Skill Successor isn't better than Super Rush Headlong. It isn't better than Econ. It isn't better than even Kunai with Chain. I just feel like it could be used in certain situations, but I feel like it's not as good as some of the cards we already run in our back row. So I just don't think it's really going to take their place. I mean, if you don't have those cards yet, though, and you're a newer player, this is definitely going to be a good pickup because it is in a mini box set, so it's not going to be as hard to grab as some of the other cards that are in bigger box sets, so it definitely has that appeal to it, but I just don't feel that it's better than some of the back row that we are already running right now. Bujin needs XYZ support. Laugh, just get a Scooby-Doo pillow at movie would... What? Exceeds right? You guys are all killing me. Alright, so now we got Void Trap Holes. So we got some more Trap Holes and Duel Links. Oh my god, like we need any more, right? When your opponent special summons a monsters with 2,000 or more attack, negate the effect of one of those monsters with 2,000 or more attack, and if you do, destroy it. This card would have been perfect back in the Cyber Angel meta. Konami, thanks for releasing a great counter to one of the most annoying decks in Duel Links after you've already nerfed that meta. Oh wait, this would work against 3-star Demotion Ninja too, which you've also already nerfed. Way to go, Konami. Let's release cards that can help balance the game after they're not even needed anymore. Congratulations, Konami. Congratulations. Alright, so now we got Bujin Yamato. Oh, wait, we already talked about that card. Alright, Dawn Knight. 1400 attack, 1200 defense, 4 Starlight attribute, Warrior effect. What are you guys saying? If the tag tournament is PvP, can you be on my team? Spooky, we unfortunately cannot be on the same team for whatever reason, man. They're setting up to where your partner is one of 3 AI, and I wanted to do a big rant video. I know half the community did not agree with me, but hopefully when you guys see how bad the event's probably going to be, that I could persuade some of you to jump ship on that whole idea of it being good. But we'll see. Anyways, we've got 132 people watching, so let's keep this review going. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 1 light monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent from your deck to the graveyard, target 1 light monster in your graveyard, place that target on the top of your deck. You can only use 1 Dawn Knight effect per turn and only once that turn. So this is really, really cool if you're looking for some really good cycling through your deck, trying to search out certain cards and get them ready to be drawn into next turn. So, for example, it says if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 1 light monster from your deck to the graveyard. Now, what is really cool about this? You can search out Slifer. You can search out Slifer now. For those of you who are trying to make Slifer a better deck or use him for particular farming, you can now run 2 or 3 Dawn Knights, search out your Slifer, send it to the graveyard, then put it back on the top of your deck, and then you have him for your next turn. So now you can get your Slifer out pretty early. Now, of course, there's other deck builds you can build around light attributes for sure. You could even use this in certain hybrid builds to grab out higher attack tribute light monsters that you're looking for particularly. So really, really good usefulness. It's got a lot of resourcefulness there. But, you know, first thing that jumps out at me is, man, I could run this with a Slifer deck and finally search out my Slifer that if I don't draw into it early. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's just one deck idea that I just had right off the top of my mind. So that's something cool, but there's definitely a lot of light attribute monster decks out there that you can make because we have so many right now in dueling. So Dawn Knight, not, you know, it's not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. It's not going to be a beater. It's not going to do you much. It's not going to it's not going to defend against most things, but for what it does, it'll work. You could even run this with like a Dark Flare deck or something, you know, stuff like that. So not a bad card. Don't really know if it's really worth the SR rating, but hey, whatever. So we got Paladin of Dark Dragon. Dark attribute, 4-star. Dragon Ritual effect, 1900, 1200 defense. So you can ritual summon this card with Dark Dragon Ritual. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a defense position monster, destroy that monster. You can tribute this card, special summon 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck, except Red Eyes Black Chick. You can only use this effect to Paladin. It's basically, this card is basically the equivalent of Paladin of White Dragon, which you would use with, of course, a Blue Eyes deck. So this is kind of the equivalent of that, except this is for a Red Eyes deck. However, this deck could be better than Red Eyes because we actually, I'm sorry, better than Blue Eyes because we actually have more Red Eyes support right now, thanks to cards such as Insight and Spirit. So stuff like that is really, really good, and it does say you can special summon 1 Red Eyes monster, which means Red Eyes Zombie Dragon is acceptable. Which means you can run this in a Bones deck or a Beatdown deck and run your Gazukis and other things like that if you really want to. Because this deck all kind of has the synergy with it. So that is not bad. Until Synchros, I feel like Blue Eyes just isn't going to get its support that it really needs. So Paladin of Dark Dragon could be a pretty good pickup for you. The fact that it's in a mini box set though, and the other one was in a large box set, is kind of weird and a little bit iffy to me, especially when this one has more usefulness than the other one right now. Konami, I'm not really seeing what your marketing strategy is right now. It's a little bit confusing to me, but whatever. Got 146 people watching. Welcome everybody who's coming in late. Royal Command. Continuous trap card. Flip monsters. Effects cannot be activated. Also, their effects are negated. So this could be really good against mill decks. Could be really good against stall decks. You know, etc., etc., etc. This kind of shuts down Man-Eater Bug. Stuff like that, but is it going to be used? I don't know. It is a continuous spell card, though, so, or I'm sorry, continuous trap, so it could be really, really good, because then if you can't get rid of this in your back row, if your opponent cannot get rid of it, you basically shut down their flip effects for the entirety of the duel when you put this card on the field. So I don't know if this card will be as good in PvP, because I don't really know, besides Man-Eater Bug, how many flip effect monsters are really being ran in the current meta. But in a a farming deck, this card could be exceptional because we have a lot of farms where they have like a lot of flip effect monsters, especially Yugi Moto. If you guys are trying to farm him at the gate right now, he has a lot of flip effect monsters. This trap card could be just the perfect thing for you, and it's a rare, so you could pick up 3 of them just going through the box at once. So this definitely has farm value, and it may have PvP value, especially if we get more flip effect monsters in the future. So again, this is another one of those future-proof cards where it's good now, and it could be even better later on. So not a bad pickup there. Let's see here. Or an actual Blue Eyes deck. That card would be good to farm certain characters. Absolutely, absolutely. Can you put in the link in the description? Put a link in the description. The link is currently in the app of the game. Just open up the game and it's in there. And we're finally getting Luster Dragon as a rare. This will finally give us our true 1900 beater dragon that does not require any kind of shenanigans like getting thrown into defense position after it attacks or having to sacrifice a monster to attack or any other shenanigans. This is literally a true 1900 beater dragon that you can now possibly make peak performance a good deck again. We might finally see peak performance coming back. I mean, 1900 beater is now a 2100 beater in that deck. That's pretty cool, and it's a wind attribute, so you can make some plays around that as well, with like Birdman Joe or whatever, so that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, 1900 attack, 1600 defense, very good solid stats for a 4-star normal dragon. Very excited about that. This is just a step forward to finally making dragons, like pure dragons, a good deck in Duel Links, and I'm excited for that because I'm a big dragon fan. So big fangasm over Luster Dragon. Alright. Now, where's my Alexandrite Dragon? Where's my I can't talk today, guys. Screw it. Sacred Crane, move it on. Wing Beast effect. If this card is special summon, draw 1 card. So, if you special summon Sacred Crane, you get to draw a card. 1600 attack, though, pretty weak. Not really sure how many times you're actually going to get his effect off. He is a Winged Beast, though, so he could be an 1800 beater or a 1900 beater, depending if you're running Peak Performance, for example, or Heartbeat's Hunting Ground. And I just kind of went through that card. Sorry about that, guys. And it is a light attribute, though, so there might be some play there, but again, I'm not really seeing too much play with it. Vampire's Curse. This is definitely a tribute, dark attribute, zombie effect, 2000 attack, 800 defense. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points, special summon it during the standby phase of the next turn. When you do, it gains 500 attack. Now, this card is absolutely phenomenal. It's a single tribute zombie with 2000 attack, and if it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay only 500 life points and have it be special summoned again during the standby phase of your next turn, or of the next turn. I'm sorry, it doesn't even have to be your turn, and it gains 500 attack, so it'll now be a 2500 attack zombie, and if you're running it in bones, it'll be a 2700 attack, which would then allow him to get over a lot of other meta. That is really, really good, actually. You could run this guy potentially in a Illblood deck as well. You can get the free special summons off from the graveyard. He won't get the boost because of that, though, but still, he's a really good card. I'm actually surprised he's only a rare. He just seems like he's very useful in a zombie deck right now. Actually, I'm actually really liking that card. That's actually a really, really good card. Tons of light and dark monsters. Absolutely. So many in this box set for sure. Rainbow Veil. Equip spell card. If the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster while that monster is on the field, its effects, it's negated during the battle phase only. Okay. So basically, if you attack or are attacked another monster while equipped with this card during the battle phase only, its effects are negated. I don't know how useful that'll be because, like, I'm thinking of all the monsters that really activate effects during the battle phase, and there's not too many. Like, right off the bat right now, one of them that comes to mind is possibly Beast, Ancient Gear Beast, perhaps. That's really about all I can really think of what's in the current meta right now. Because most of the effects are either activated before the battle phase or after. So it's like, I don't really know how useful that card would really be right now. I mean, there are certain cards that people do run that do activate during the battle phase, but not too many. Honestly, not too many. Flame Velpoon. I think that's how you say it. It looks like Infernape from Pokemon. What is this? An Infernape ripoff, Konami? Or did Pokemon rip off this from yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one came first. Somebody would have to do a quick Google search on that. But whoever came first, somebody else definitely stole the idea because that looks almost identical to Infernape, and that's pretty crazy. So this is a Pyro effect, 200 attack and defense, so stats are pretty low. It's only a 1-star fire attribute. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add one monster with 200 defense from your deck to your hand. And let me tell you guys something, there's a lot of fire attribute monsters, especially Pyro, that have low defense, including Fire King Yakshka. So guess what? Flame Velpoon, throw that bad boy in a Phoenix deck. There you guys go. Very good support card for the Phoenix deck. Daybreaker, I like that name. And I like how he's got like the sword looking from like he's Omnimon from Digimon. What is going on today? We're having a lot of cross promotions going on today in today's video. We got a 4-star light attribute here. Warrior effect. When this card is special summoned, you can special summon one Daybreaker from your hand. So basically this guy just special summons himself from his hand. So only being able to run 3 of these in your deck. I don't really know how good his skill would really be. And his defense is pretty much just worthless because you get econ or anything like that, you're done because his defense is nothing. It's 0. 1700 attack. I don't really see how much play this guy would really have. I mean, he's got swarming potential, but you have to special summon him to special summon him. It's kind of weird, right? You got to special summon him to special summon him. So, not really good in my opinion. Photon Lead, special summon one level 4 or lower light monster from your hand in face-up attack. Now, if you have Photon Lead in your hand and 2 Daybreakers, boom, you got 2 Daybreakers on the field now. Like, there's a combo for you. But, but yeah, Photon Lead could see some play for sure because it's a quick play, which is really good. So that could save you in certain situations. Plus, you can special summon one level 4 or lower light monster from your hand in face-up attack position. So it's not even making you set it. It's not making you put in defense. And it's not making you keep a card on the field. So this is a very good card if you want to run some kind of swarming light attribute monster deck for sure. A lot of plays you could have with this, especially if you're running a Phoenix build. Or I'm not a Phoenix, a Venus build. So some cool combos you could definitely do with Photon Lead. Not a bad rare at all. And the fact that it's a quick play is a big bonus right there. So we got Trial and Tribulation. Spell card. It's got three things it can do, from what I can tell. You can only activate one Trial and Tribulation per turn. During the end phase of the turn this card was activated, apply this effect depending on the number of monsters you attributed from the field and from your hand this turn, except tokens. So tokens will not work. You can draw 1 card if you use 1 monster. If you use 2, you can add 2 monsters from your graveyard to your hand, so you can replenish your resources that you just used to activate this card. Destroy up to 3 face-up cards on the field. Now that is awesome. 3. Wow. So during the end phase of the turn this card was activated. The end phase. So keep in mind the activation will not occur until the end phase of that turn. So you'd probably want to do this, I would say, at the beginning of your turn. Well, that's the only way you can do it because it's not a quick play. Yeah, so you would have to do it at the beginning of your turn. Which is a kind of, I don't know how good this card would really be then. Because then you got to throw away resources at the beginning of your turn. And then this will activate at the end. So I guess the best you would want to hope for with this card is to either use the second effect or the third effect. Because the second effect, at the very least, it lets you grab cards from your graveyard that you can put back in your hand that you may need for future turns. Or 3, you can just blow up all 3 of your monsters on your opponent's side of the field. If they have 3. If they don't have 3, sadly, then you'd have to blow up one of your own. So I don't really know how good this card would really be then. I mean, it has some really good flexibility in what you can do with it. But the fact that it doesn't even activate till basically after your turn's already over could be bad because it could screw you over if your opponent doesn't have the field loaded with face-up monsters. Or the fact that you got to unload your whole hand basically just to get more cards back in your hand. So I don't really know how good it could be. I'm sure it's going to have some play somewhere, potentially for farm decks as well. But Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That. Stay tuned on that card. Stay tuned. I just want Obelisk. I'm sure everybody wants Obelisk. 165 people. Make sure you guys are joining our Discord. It is in the description below. If you guys have not joined yet, we hit over 1,000. We're having a big tournament. Signups are currently going on. If you want to know more about the Survival Series tournament, go ahead and check out my video that was posted a few days ago, or you can ask one of our moderators or myself in the Discord so you guys can get the rules and get signed up and be ready to go for next week when the tournament actually starts. Also, if you guys want to check out the Impact TCG, which we're kind of creating here in the Discord, that channel is also there as well with all the rules and regulations that you need to know there as well. And guys, I will be doing another live stream after this one. For those of you who are Dokkan Battle fans, I'll be summoning with 1,000 stones for LR Trunks. So, whew, I had to get all that out. Anyways, back to this. Bujin Regalia, the Sword. Activate one of these effects. Target one Bujin monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. Target one of your banished Bujin monsters. Send that target to the graveyard. Okay, so more Bujin support. Like I said, I'm not really going to say anything about the Bujin archetype yet because I already know how Konami operates. We're not going to get all the good support in this box set. They're going to continue to keep bringing it in other box sets. The card trader, maybe even a character that comes out soon, or maybe even some kind of duelathon reward, or even a ranked PvP reward. So they're going to come in pieces, so I can't really say anything about the Bujin cards really today until we actually kind of see what all we have to work with and what we can build. So we're just going to kind of I'm going to keep all my personal opinions on the Bujin cards for now. Bujin, Boar, so this is another Bujin card. 1900 defense, that's pretty nice. Beast effect. If you control a Bujin monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face-up position monster your opponent controls. Change it to face-up defense position, and if you do, its defense becomes 0 until the end of the turn. So that's pretty cool. You can actually take a strong monster, put in defense, lower it down to nothing, and then get one of your weaker monsters over it. So this definitely has a way to allow you to get over stronger monsters that you normally won't be able to get over. So that's pretty cool. But again, I'm going to keep all my opinions for the Bujin archetype kind of off the table, right off the record for right now, until we see what we really have to work with. Another Bujin monster. Bujin Bujinji Centipede. These names are crazy. 1700 attack, guys. If you control a beast warrior type Bujin monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one spell trap card your opponent controls. Destroy that target. You can only use this effect of Centipede once per turn. So that's pretty cool. Like, I'm really liking some of these effects. Some of these got some really cool effects. I can definitely tell this deck is definitely going to be gimmicky, but it's got a lot of versatility to it. Like, it looks like it's got special summoning effects, it's got graveyard effects, it's got card destruction, it's got recycling, it's got special summoning. It's like this deck has a little bit of everything so far. And until we really see what we got collectively, you know, put an actual whole deck together and see what we got and what we're missing, I can't really give too much of a personal opinion on them yet, but so far they definitely look like they have a lot of gimmicky things that they could do. So it's pretty cool, and most of them seem to be beasts, so there's that. And we already have quite a bit of beast support in the game, so that could also benefit this deck. Let me go back to the chat for a second. I want Mirror Force or Swords of Revealing Light or Pot of Greed. Oh my. I don't know if they're going to give us Pot of Greed because they're limiting golden bamboo for the very reason that what Pot of Greed would do. Except Pot of Greed would be a better bamboo because you're literally just drawing 2 cards because you feel like it. You don't have to do any kind of, equipping any cards to a monster and then get that engine going. You can literally just draw 2 cards. So I don't know if Pot of Greed will ever come into the game, and if it does, more than likely it's going to be a one-of copy. It's going to be like an exclusive one-of copy from like an event or something. Same with Mirror Force. I feel like it's just going to be a one-of if we ever even get it. So I don't know. We'll see what they do with that. But anyways, more zombies, more vampires. Vampire Grace, single tribute it looks like. When a level 5 or higher zombie-type monster is special summoned to your side of the field by the effect of a zombie-type monster. Ooh, Illblood. Already thinking about Illblood right off the bat there. Or even Gozuki. This card is in your graveyard. You can pay 2,000 life points to special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only use the effect of Vampire Grace once per turn. Once per turn, you can declare one card type, monster, spell, or trap. Your opponent sends one card of that type from their deck to the graveyard. So that's pretty cool. So she has milling effect. She has special summoning effect. It does cost you half your life points though, so whoo! But then again, she could trigger Zombie World if you are running that particular deck. Or not Zombie World, but the zombie skill that Bones actually has. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if I like the 2,000 cost though. I mean, it's pretty pricey just to bring out a 2,000 beater zombie, but she does allow you to have possibly a lot of board control and go for a possible OTK. But then again, you have to get her on the field first to even do any of this stuff. So, matter of fact, no, hey, hold up a minute, guys. Let me read this. No. Okay, no, because Gozuki or even Skull Samurai can actually put Vampire Grace into the graveyard, which is pretty cool. And then you could summon Ill Blood over top of that, and then Ill Blood can activate his effect and bring out another zombie, and then you can bring out Vampire Grace as well. So then you could have 3 zombies on the field right there and then. So that's actually pretty cool, actually. You could do that combo with Ill Blood. I think Ill Blood's probably your best combo piece for this, since it has to be a level 5 or higher zombie. Unfortunately, Gozuki won't be able to get this monster out because he's only a 4-star. Or otherwise, that would have been a really, really good OTK combo. But, you know, we can't have all the good stuff. Alright. Got another Bujin. Arasuda. I like that name. 1600 attack, 1900 defense. Not bad stats. He's a beast warrior effect, 4-star light attribute. If a Bujin monster in your graveyard or face up on the field is banished except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand and face up defense position once per turn during the end phase. If a Bujin card was added from your deck to your hand this turn, except by drawing it while you control this face up card, you can draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. You can only control 1 Bujin Arasuda. So what I'm really finding out with the Bujins is they like to only be the only one of themselves on the field. So that could be a problem if you try to run 2 or 3. So I'm thinking so far with the Bujin deck builds, you're never going to really run 3 of most of them. You're going to run like maybe only 2 copies of certain ones, because if you have 3 of them and you draw into more than one early, you can only have 1 on the field at a time. So I mean, I know all the Bujins aren't like that, but some of them so far, from what I read, have been. So the deck is definitely looking like you want to run more variety to make that deck really, really good. So, but still, I'm going to hold my opinion on the Bujins for now. Whew. All right, let's go back to the chat for a second. We've got 171 people watching. Welcome, everybody. Make sure you join the Discord below as well. And subscribe if you're new. Show me that you are. We can show that. I'll show that again right at the end, Money. Give us Future Fusion. Make 5-headed great again. Oh, man. Pot of Greed. 3 total. Let you summon Exodian 3 turns. That would be crazy. Reasons to open Crimson Kingdom and Renaissance of Contrast. There you go. Wow. I made a big sentence and I'm getting ignored. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been able to keep up with the chat. I'm trying to get through these pretty quick. We got a lot of people watching, so I'm trying to get through them fast. Yo, what is up, Andrea? Alright, so let's get through the rest of these guys. I don't even know how many's left. I'm running out of gas here. Here we go. So, Beast Effect, 3-star. The Wicked Worm Beast. Earth Attribute, normal rarity. This card, this face-up card on the field is returned to the owner's hand during the end phase of your turn. Yeah, trash. Just trash. Destruction Punch, Trap. If the attack of an attacking monster your opponent controls is lower than the defense of the attack defense position monster you control, destroy the attacking monster at the end of the damage step. Damage calculation is applied normally at the end of the damage step. Okay. This card is really, really good. With Wall of D, with Mirror Wall, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is basically a free-to-play version of Super Rush Headlong. And the reason why I say a free-to-play version is because it is a normal rarity, so getting 3 of this won't take you any time at all. And what it allows you to do is basically, if you run it with any kind of attack-lowering back row, and they attack into your face down, you can just completely use Destruct Punch, and boom, their monster gets destroyed. So it's kind of like a free-to-play-ish version of Super Rush Headlong, but you could also run it in more of a moderate to pay-to-win deck as well, because it seems to be pretty cool actually. Because if you run this with like 3 Wall of Ds and like 3 Mirror Wall, like those are your 9 traps that you run, and you run like 11 or 12 monsters. it could be really, really good. I mean, because it'd be very unexpected by your opponent, because you're going to say, oh, crap, I got hit by the mirror wall. It's all right. And then the next thing you know, boom, their monster gets destroyed anyway. Because they're like, oh, I'm tagging it to a defense position monster, so I'm good. And then you pop Destruct Punch, their monster gets destroyed, and they're completely like, what? What just happened? Like, completely out of nowhere surprise card right there. I actually like that card, Destruct Punch. It's pretty cool. Where's my wonton soup? I don't know, bro. I ain't making no wonton soup. U-Bell event, February 2018. Would Mirror Force Mirror Force Dragon be good in Duel Links? I have no idea, man. I'm still like, I feel like Dragons really still need some support big time. 8 Claws Scorpion, 2 attribute Dark, normal rarity. Insect effect, 300 attack, 200 defense. Once per turn, you can flip this card into face down defense position. When this card attacks an opponent's face down defense position monster, this card attack becomes 2400 during a damage step only. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can see some plays with this now. The only thing that sucks is it has to be attacking a face down defense position monster. So that is like super situational. Then again, we do have Floodgate. This card with Floodgate could be a thing. However, though, certain decks that are running Floodgate really don't need to destroy the monster that they Floodgate. So they try to just lock the field up and just win by a deck out or stalling. So I'm not really too sure how much value this card really has. But with Floodgate, you could see some play. Because he does become a 2400 attack monster during the damage calculation when he faces a face down defense position monster. And it's exactly what Floodgate does. Oh boy. So I don't know. I mean, maybe if you give him like some kind of, like if you run some kind of piercing damage or something. I mean, I don't know though, because the problem is, man, I don't know. I don't know really. It could see some play as like a trolley deck, you know, more of a fun deck. Nothing good, but could be a fun time for sure. Do you think Snipe Hunter's waste is a waste of resource? No, Shyam. No, I think the MVP of this entire box set is Snipe Hunter. We're going to go back and talk about him again at the very end before I end the stream, because I feel like he's actually the MVP of this entire box set, especially for his rarity. Now, there are some rares that we've talked about today and some SRs that I think are really, really good, especially for the Exodia deck with the defense draw and stuff like that, but I still think that Snipe Hunter is amazing. Sand Gambler, toss a coin 3 times. If all 3 results are heads, destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Well, okay. The chances of that happening are going to be very, very low, because you got to have all 3 results as heads. However, Joey Wheeler has a skill that you could use. Luck is on your side, that you could use with Sand Gambler. So if you guys can make a really tilty deck with Luck is on your side with Sand Gambler, holy crap. If all 3 results are tails, destroy all monsters on your side of the field. You can only activate this effect once per turn during your main phase. So this card could be cool both ways. For example, you could run this guy in a Phoenix deck. Because you could potentially destroy your own Phoenix or even Yaxka, get those effects in play. Or you can completely nuke your opponent's field. You really don't have a win-loss there. It's kind of, you're good on either way. Or you could run this guy with like a Warm Worms, for example. That way, even if he does get all tails instead of heads, you can still nuke all your Warm Worms, milling your opponent out for a possibly game. So there's also that. And then, of course, if he does land heads, if you're running a Luck is on your side deck, you're just going to keep board wiping, kind of like Time Wizard. So that's pretty cool. I don't see him seeing much play, though, because that is still very situational, very RNG based. And to even get Luck is on your side and not die in the current meta is going to be very difficult as well. So I don't see him seeing much play, but man, a really good troll deck for sure. I already have many ideas to run a nice little troll deck with Sand Gambler. So a fun little card. Yeah, zombies are getting a big jump. So are fiends right now. With that one card, Snipe Hunter made fiends really good, and all the zombie support, it's gonna make zombies really good as well. They've already been good. Now they're gonna get better. Hey, we got our first fairy of the day. Majestic Mech Senku, light attribute 4-star, 1000 attack, 500 defense, fairy effect. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, draw one card. During the end phase of the turn, this card was summoned. Send it to the grave. Okay, that's weak sauce. That's trash. Foolish Revival. Select one monster from your opponent's graveyard and special summon in face-up defense position on your opponent's side of the field. This could work. Okay, so this could work if you are running a Soul Exchange deck. If you are running a Soul Exchange deck with like 3 times Soul Exchange, and you want your opponent to have a monster on the field to Soul Exchange, you could use Foolish Revival that way. If you're purposely trying to get, I don't really see much other play with that, to be honest, right now. Not in the current meta, because you're giving your opponent a monster from their graveyard in face-up defense position on their side of the field. Maybe if you're running piercing damage. I don't know, to be honest. I honestly don't know. Like if you want to make it crazy combo of plays, if you get massive morphed, then you have piercing damage, then you could use Foolish Revival to kind of get around that massive morph and go for game that way. But we're talking like super situations there. I don't see the card seeing much play at all. Fine. Nice card. Discard 2 cards. Okay, well, that could be good for both Dark Worlds and just a general Fiend Farewell deck. Fine, right there you go. It's a fine card. It's a very fine card. Okay. Healing Wave Generator, 4-star attribute, 1600 defense, 800 attack. Machine effect. Once per turn, you can select another face-up monster you control to gain life points equal to that monster's level times 100. Ooh, so that could be really good for a Winged Dragon Raw deck, Winged Dragon Raw farm deck, or what have you, because you could use this as a way to kind of boost up your life points, and that's not bad. That is not bad at all. Could you imagine getting like a Winged Dragon Raw on the field and using this to keep gaining all those life points, and then keep using his effect to keep nuking the field, like keep nuking monsters off the field? Whoo! Because you're talking, what, 1,200 life points a turn with Winged Dragon Raw on the field. And it only costs 1,000 to use his effect. So you're going to be plus 200 each turn, and you're going to keep destroying your opponent's monster. So if you can get like some kind of Healing Wave Generator combo off with Raw, whoo! That'd be pretty fun and very tilty, for sure. Card of Sacrifice, here we go. Draw 2 cards. If the combined attack of all your face-up attack position monsters, minimum 2, is less than the attack of your opponent's face-up monster with the lowest attack, you cannot summon or change battle position the turn you activate this card. That's ugh. That's just ick right there. I don't know, actually. Well, I'm trying to reread it for a second. You draw 2 cards. If the combined attack of all of your face-up attack position monsters, minimum 2, is less than the attack of your opponent's face-up monster with the lowest attack. So I'm assuming, say your opponent's lowest attack monster is like, say, 2k, and all your monsters combined on the field is like more than 2k, then you just get a free 2 cards. I think I'm reading that way. If so, that's actually a really good card. The only time this card would be bad is if you have 1 monster on the field. No, wait, you can't even activate it. Yo, so I see what it's saying now. You have to have 2 monsters on your side of the field to even play this card, because it requires a minimum of 2. So that's interesting. Okay then. Well, I mean, it could definitely see some plays with draw power for sure. It definitely has draw power. But then again, it's weird. I'm trying to figure out how they were ruling this on the ruling on this card, because it says draw 2 cards and then it says comma, which usually when you put a comma in a sentence, it's breaking it off from the rest of it. So if it's draw 2 cards, comma, then if all the combined attack, it's like, is this a 2 effect card or is it all 1 effect? Somebody who knows more of the rulings can probably let me know here in the Yamati guns. But yeah, so if anybody knows more of the rulings on this card, definitely let me know here in the chat. Because I'm not sure if it's draw 2 cards, then the effect, or if it's all count as 1 effect. So if it's all 1 effect, then you need a minimum of 2 monsters on the field to even use this. Otherwise, you're just getting free draw power, and if you don't have the 2 minimum monsters, your monsters just can't be summoned or change battle position the turn you activate this card. Which even then still isn't that bad. So, I mean, either way, it's pretty good draw power, but I'm just not sure what the rulings are on it. Yeah, what if the draw 2 cards is the cost? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not really sure on the ruling. It really depends, because this could be just a free draw 2 cards. And if so, that's a really good trap card. But if it requires minimum 2 monsters to even draw the 2 cards, then it could be a little bit more situational. You would have to run more of a swarm deck to really get this card off, you know, for the most, the most potential you could use. But anyways, depending on the ruling on that card, it's really, really good to possibly great. Each player can special summon 1 monster from their hand with the same level as a face-up level 4 or lower monster they control. So basically, you can just get a free level 4 summon off, but so can your opponent. So I'm not really sure if you want your opponent to be able to do that. Bujinji. I love saying that, like Bujinji. Like, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I like saying it that way. Bujinji. Ophidian. Alright, so he has a Winged Beast effect, 1700 attack, 500 defense, normal rarity, of course, light attribute. During your main phase 1, which is the only main phase in Duel Links, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 Bujin monster you control. It can attack your opponent directly this turn. So that's pretty cool. Like, I'm seeing the Bujin monsters have a lot of versatility and effects, so that makes me kind of excited for the archetype. It might actually be really, really good, especially when we get more support for it and probably better monsters and stuff like that, because they seem to have a lot of versatility. They have like a wide variety and range of different effects that they can do, which is really, really cool. I like to see versatility in decks. Okay, now I got another Bujinji. Bujinji Ibis, or Ibis. Another Winged Beast effect, 1600 attack, 300 defense, 4-star light attribute again. During your main phase 1, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 Bujin monster you control this turn. If it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. That one's not as good. Bujin Regalia the Mirror. At the start of your main phase 1, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, and you control a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster, until the end of your opponent's next turn, spell trap cards and their effects cannot be activated. Now that is very interesting. That could be very good. To take away your opponent's basically their entire back row. Oh, that could be very, very good. Bujinji Warg. Let's see here. Bujin on a helmet deck is in TCG since you mainly use Yamada. Jurassic. You are reading that right. Draw 2 cards, then the second effect takes place. Alright, cool. That's awesome, Matok. That's awesome. Beast effect. Alright. While this card is in the face-up defense position, other Bujin monster you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay, that's pretty good. And wow! Konami, a normal rarity card with 1900 defense? With no stipulation or any kind of shenanigans to use them? What? 1900 defense, wow. For just a normal rarity monster. That's a pretty good tank for a normal rarity monster. Wow. 1900 defense. Alright. Okay, we'll take it. Bujinji Pavo. Or Pavo, however you say it, guys. Another Winged Beast 4-star attribute. Light attribute, I'm sorry. When a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Bujin monster from your deck. You can only use this effect. Oh, so this one's really, really good. So this is a really, really good one. Because then, yeah, so if you have another Bujin monster on the field, it gets destroyed by battle. You can just get rid of this one and then bring out another Bujin, like a better one. So that's pretty cool. It's got deck thinning. The only thing is, if this is the only monster on your field, however, you won't be able to get that effect off because he'll be the one getting destroyed. So You would definitely want to run. You definitely want to run some swarming. It definitely seems like the Bujin deck needs some swarming. You need to swarm the field with Bujins. You need to have more than one on the field to really start getting into all your fun combos. But you know, we got a lot of back row nowadays, so it's not too hard to really do that realistically. Dark Dragon Ritual. That we already know what that's for. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Add one Red Eye spell trap card from your deck to your hand. Oh my. Oh my. Like I said, Dark Dragon Ritual, Paladin of Dark Dragon, combined with Red Eye Zombie, Red Eye's deck with Insight and Spirit and Gozuki, and holy crap. And put that all together, bundle it up, and put it on a Bones field spell skill deck. Whoo! We are talking shenanigans going on right now with Red Eye Zombie decks for sure. We are talking some major shenanigans, guys. And then, alright, so we've went through every card. I cannot believe I just sat here and I went through every single card in the box set. My throat is feeling it. But I wanted to sit here and take another minute to talk about how great Snipe Hunter I feel that he truly is. Because I believe this was the only Fiend in the box set. I might have missed one or two or I forgot. But this card is so good. And the reason why he's so good is because, like Archfiend, he's able to discard Fiends from your hand. And if you're running a Fiend Farewell deck, that is exceptional. But he has 4 out of 6 chance to destroy a card on the field. Your field or your opponent's, including monsters or back row or field spells. That is very crazy. And here's the kicker, guys. If you have a lot of draw power, especially if you're running like Dark World Lightning or whatever, thing like that, and you got some draw power, or Dark World Dealings, I'm sorry. Dark World Dealings, you draw a certain card and discard one. But if you draw something else you need, or if you're running like Into the Void or whatever, this guy could be deadly because it does not seem as though his effect is limited by how many times you can do it a turn. It does not have a turn limit. It does not say once per turn. It does not say twice per turn. You basically can activate his effect as many times as you have cards you can discard, from what I can tell. I could be wrong. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But it definitely seems as though this guy can use his effect as many times as possible, depending on how many cards you can discard. And that's crazy. Wow. And you have 4 out of 6 chance each time. And you're still boosting your graveyard for cards such as Necrofear. Or you can even throw Ceroli into the grave. And then bring out one of your big Dark World monsters. And then still nuke the field. That's crazy. That is crazy. What? What's that? Mute? What? The box is not dropped yet, Andre. It's coming in probably the next few days. You can discard one card and that is just broken. That is so good. It doesn't trigger Dark Worlds, Scotty? Are you sure? It says you can discard one card. Why wouldn't that work for Dark Worlds? Because that's the same thing Archfiend does, and Archfiend activates Dark Worlds. They killed Red Eye's Black Dragon, not Red Eye's Zombie Dragon? Okay. Well, I'm not really sure, guys, because I see there's like a debate going on in the chat between if it will work for Dark Worlds or not. But either way, it'll still work for Fiends, for Necrofear, I can assure you of that. And the fact that it does not have a limitation on how many times you can do it. You can still keep nuking the field with this guy. That's the point I was trying to make, though. If he does work with Dark Worlds, he's just even better. If not, that's fine. He still works with Fiends, Fiend Farewell for Necrofear decks. And the fact that he can keep nuking the field is just crazy. Like, if you get yourself into a point where you have a lot of cards in your hand and you got Snipe Hunter and you got that 4 out of 6 chance to keep nuking cards repeatedly, that's going to be busted. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Dante. Because Trance Archfiend has a similar effect, and it works for Dark World monsters. So why wouldn't Snipe Hunter work for Dark Worlds? Because they both discard one card to give themselves some kind of effect. This one allows him to have a chance to destroy, while Trance Archfiend's effect is to boost himself 500. And he can only do that once per turn, though. So I don't know why this wouldn't work for Dark Worlds, but then again, I'm not really sure of all the rulings, so I could be wrong there. But either way, this guy is amazing. Yeah, because Trance Arts, yeah, exactly, but I don't know. But anyways, guys, we had up to like 170, 180 people watching live. I will be back in about 20, 30 minutes to bring you guys the big 1,000 Dragon Stones trying to summon for LR Trunks on Dokkan Battle. So if you guys want to see that, definitely stick around and look for that notification when I come back live in about 20 or so minutes. Otherwise, I'll be bringing you guys some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel content tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe if you're new. Join our Discord below. And if you guys want to join and participate in our big tournament that we're going to be having going on here in a few days, make sure you jump into our Discord. Become a member, sign up for that. If you don't know how to do that, I have a video posted a few days ago about it, or you can ask one of our moderators in the Discord below. And until then, I will catch you guys on the next one. I thank you all so much for being here. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Until next time, peace.